Have you ever noticed small changes in your body and wondered whether they're simply part of aging or something more? As men get older, certain physical changes start to appear. Some are obvious, while others are subtle. One sign in particular might even be detectable by smell before it's visible. These changes are not random. They are clear indicators of how the body adjusts over time. In this video, we'll reveal 4 common signs of aging in older men. 1 related to smell, 2 that result in noticeable growth, and 1 that becomes smaller. Some of these changes occur gradually, while others might catch you by surprise when you look in the mirror one day. How many of these signs do you have? Stick around until the end, because you might uncover something that explains a change you've noticed in yourself but never fully understood. Stay with us, and by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of what's happening to your body and what, if anything, you can do about it. Let's dive in. Number 1, the distinct smell of aging. There's a particular scent that often comes with aging, and if you've ever visited a senior living community, you might have noticed it. It's not related to poor hygiene or the choice of cologne. It's something much deeper, something that happens at the cellular level. As men age, their skin undergoes biochemical changes, resulting in the production of a compound called non-enal. This odorless to some, yet noticeable to others scent, arises when fatty acids in the skin break down due to oxidative stress, giving it a slightly grassy, waxy, or even stale aroma. The problem is that non-enal doesn't wash away as easily as regular sweat and oil. Unlike usual body odors, which come from bacteria breaking down sweat, non-enal binds to fabrics, lingers on the skin, and resists being fully removed with regular soap. This is why some men continue to detect the scent even after showering. While younger skin naturally regenerates and washes away excess oils, aging skin retains more oxidized fatty acids, which causes the scent to become more pronounced over time. Take Richard, a 74-year-old retired engineer. He started noticing that his shirt seemed to hold on to a certain smell even after being washed. His granddaughter once remarked, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood." A surprisingly common description of this odor. At first, Richard thought it was his cologne or laundry detergent, but when changing products didn't help, he realized his skin itself had developed a new scent. He wasn't alone. Studies show that people over 40 start producing small amounts of non-enal, but by the time men reach their 70s, the scent becomes much more noticeable. The good news? While you can't stop the body from producing non-enal, you can help reduce its buildup. Soaps specifically designed to remove excess oils are more effective at neutralizing non-enal than regular body washes. Antioxidant-rich foods like green tea, citrus fruits, and leafy greens may also reduce oxidative stress and slow the process. Since non-enal clings to fabrics, washing clothes with baking soda or using odor-neutralizing sprays designed for aging skin can make a big difference. So if you've noticed that your scent has changed over time, now you know. It's not your imagination, and it's not just about hygiene. It's a natural part of aging that every older man experiences at some point. Number 2, a bigger belly that won't budge. A growing waistline is one of the most common signs of aging in men, and it's not just due to overeating or skipping workouts. As men age, their metabolism naturally slows down, muscle mass decreases, and hormonal changes make it easier to store fat, especially in the abdominal area. You may have noticed that even if your eating habits and activity level haven't changed since your 40s or 50s, your belly seems to keep growing. This is because testosterone levels gradually decrease with age, which impacts the body's ability to maintain lean muscle mass. Since muscle burns more calories than fat, this shift leads to a slower metabolism, meaning extra calories are more likely to be stored as belly fat. For some men, the issue isn't just how they look, it's how it feels. Perhaps your shirts are tighter, bending over is more difficult, or carrying extra weight has made moving around less comfortable. Take Frank, for example. At 76, he had always been lean in his younger years. But even though his diet hadn't changed much, he began to notice his belly sticking out more while his arms and legs seemed thinner. He initially blamed it on getting older, but what he didn't realize was that his body was redistributing fat, storing more in his abdomen while muscle mass in his limbs was decreasing. The issue isn't just cosmetic. Research shows that excess belly fat in older men increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Unlike fat stored in other areas, abdominal fat is more metabolically active, releasing inflammatory chemicals that can impact everything from blood pressure to brain function. That's why men with a larger waistline in their 70s and 80s often deal with higher levels of fatigue, joint pain, and even sleep disturbances. So, what can you do about it? Resistance training is one of the most effective ways to combat muscle loss and keep your metabolism from slowing too much. Including more protein in your diet helps maintain lean muscle while keeping you full longer, which makes it easier to manage your weight. Reducing processed carbs and added sugars can help regulate insulin levels and prevent additional fat from accumulating. While gaining some belly fat is a normal part of aging, letting it get out of control can lead to serious health problems. If you've noticed your waistline expanding despite keeping the same diet and exercise routine, it's not just your imagination. It's your body adjusting to the natural hormonal changes that come with aging. Number 3, the mystery of growing ears. You may not notice it immediately, but your ears actually get bigger as you age. Unlike muscles that shrink or fat that redistributes, your ears keep growing well into your later years. And it's not just your imagination. This happens because cartilage, the flexible tissue that makes up most of your outer ear, continues to grow throughout your life. At the same time, gravity pulls the ears downward, stretching them over the years and making them appear larger. If you've ever looked at an old photo and thought, wait, my ears didn't look this big before, you're not mistaken. Studies show that ears grow by about 0.8 inches per decade, meaning by the time a man reaches his 70s or 80s, his ears may be noticeably larger than they were in his younger days. The difference may not be dramatic year to year, but over several decades, it adds up. Take George, a 78-year-old retired teacher. He always had well-proportioned ears in his younger years, but one day, after looking at a photo from his wedding, he was shocked by how much they had changed. His ears were not only bigger, they also looked longer and droopier. Plus, he noticed that his earlobes, which used to be firm and rounded, had become thinner and stretched out, making his ears appear even larger. This is something almost every older man experiences, but it's rarely discussed. Unlike other parts of the body, cartilage doesn't stop growing, and as the skin around it loses elasticity, the ears elongate over time. While this change is not a health concern, it can affect appearance, and for some men, it may even lead to feeling self-conscious. So, what can you do? While you can't stop cartilage from growing completely, you can maintain good skin elasticity by staying hydrated, eating collagen-boosting foods like bone broth, berries, and leafy greens, protecting your skin from excessive sun exposure. These steps can help slow down the drooping effect. Additionally, if your earlobes seem thinner or more wrinkled, applying moisturizer and using vitamin-rich skin care products can help maintain their texture over time. At the end of the day, bigger ears are just a natural part of aging, just like wrinkles or gray hair. It's not a sign of poor health. It's simply nature's way of ensuring you still hear the world around you. Number 4, the shrinking calves. As men age, one of the most noticeable changes occurs in the legs, specifically in the calves. You might look down one day and realize that your once-toned calves don't have the same shape or size they used to. It's not just a matter of losing weight. This is actually a common sign of aging called muscle atrophy, where muscle mass gradually decreases over time. There are a few reasons for this change. Hormonal changes. As testosterone and growth hormone levels decline, the body loses muscle mass faster than it can rebuild. Reduced activity. Many older men become less active without even realizing it. Even if you still walk regularly, you may not be engaging your calf muscles as much as you did before, especially if you no longer run, jump, or lift heavy weights. Circulatory changes. Reduced blood flow to the legs can also contribute to muscle loss. Take Robert, a 75-year-old who spent most of his career on his feet. He had always had strong, well-defined calves, but by his late 60s, he noticed they were becoming thinner and weaker. Even simple tasks like climbing stairs or standing up from a chair without using his hands became more difficult. At first, he thought it was just aging, but in reality, his muscles were shrinking due to a combination of inactivity and hormonal changes. Losing muscle in the calves isn't just about how you look. It has real effects. Weaker calves can affect balance, increasing the risk of falls. They contribute to slower walking speeds, making everyday activities more challenging. Studies show that men with reduced calf muscle mass struggle more with mobility as they age. The good news? You can slow down or even reverse some of this muscle loss with the right exercises. Calf raises, standing or seated, resistance band exercises, brisk walking on an incline, prioritizing protein in your diet, lean meats, eggs, or plant-based options. So, if you've noticed your calves becoming thinner or weaker, don't ignore it. This is a common sign of aging that can be addressed with some effort. Taking action now can help you stay strong and mobile for years to come. Final thoughts. Now that we've explored these 4 subtle yet significant signs of aging in men, take a moment to reflect. How many of these have you noticed in yourself or others? Aging is a journey, and while some changes are inevitable, understanding them empowers you to take better care of yourself. Whether it's staying active to preserve muscle strength, paying attention to skin changes, making small adjustments to your daily routine. These small efforts can make a big difference in helping you age with confidence and vitality. Aging isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. With the right mindset and habits, every wrinkle, every shift in your body, and even the subtle scent of time tells a story of experience, resilience, and wisdom. Rather than worrying about these changes, focus on what you can do to stay healthy, strong, and feel like the best version of yourself. We'd love to hear from you. What stood out to you the most? Have you noticed any of these changes in yourself? Are there other signs of aging you've observed that we didn't mention? Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, how you plan to apply this knowledge in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, and we love reading your comments. They motivate and inspire us. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.